Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the 1-day chart. We're sitting here just above 64 cents. Things are starting to get interesting. I'm hoping we break above 65 cents, but there's one thing that I'm worried about, which I'll cover in today's video. But it was nice to see another green day for XRP. And I even said if we can break 65 cents, it's going to get interesting. Then World RM Ricky Mack shared this with me. It will. Check the date and timestamp. And you see, one lot of 5,990 XRP cryptocurrencies open bid for August 5th, 2024. And I remember GSA Auctions was doing this a while back. And I thought it was just like a passing phase. But apparently they've been doing this all along. And it's nice to see this is coming as well. It is what it is. People excited about price going up today. Forget that another billion is being released in a couple of days. That's gonna happen tomorrow. And you know, the one thing that concerns me is that there's a lot of hype around this right now. Ripple versus SEC, a secret meeting is set for August 1st. This could be the breakthrough for Ripple's final settlement. Did you all fill your XRP bags, folks? Retweet if you're ready. Now, I know this meeting is going to be nothing once again. These meetings come and go every single month. But the timing of this meeting is actually horrible. Because we're going to get the Ripple dump of 1 billion tokens. Plus, because nothing will happen on this day once again, we'll have a sell-off as well happening at the same time. Maybe we'll only drop a few cents. I want to see how high we get today. Because if we get to above 70 cents, I think we will stay above 65 cents going forward. We got to wait and see how it all plays out. But I just hate the fact that this meeting is happening on the 1st of August. The most dangerous person in the world is the one person who isn't afraid of public opinion. Yes, you are all wrong. And that describes me on X every single day. Because I see politicians pushing the Bitcoin narrative. Everybody's pushing that Bitcoin narrative right now. And when you see that, there's something wrong. Because how can all these people come together around Bitcoin all at once? The politicians, I understand it. They're backing Bitcoin and talking about Bitcoin because it's going to lead to votes for them. But then at the same time, you see Michael Saylor going above and beyond now all of a sudden. BlackRock doing the same thing. I just think it's going to end in a rug pull. And I just try to warn people. I still think Bitcoin is going to have one massive run up left in it. And I think we're going to see that happen this year as well. But once that happens, going forward, I don't see any real future for Bitcoin. I mean, the world is pushing into the digital age. The fourth industrial revolution is here right now, happening right in front of us. It's a technology revolution. And technology is advancing. It's not going backwards. Why would we go back to slow, expensive payments when there's so many better options today? This comes from Tokenizer. They now have a whole ecosystem of entities ranging from commercial banks, fintech, Fortune 500s, standard bodies, government, central banks. Both commercial banks and fintechs are beginning to see how Ripple's solution can fit in their specific product offers for industry efficiency. Their involvement and connections to names like the World Economic Forum, ISO, IMF, BIS, and more says all you need to know. So when you look at this, right, you see all the connections Ripple has. Why would anyone want to invest in Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not tied to any of this. This is the new financial system that's building out right in front of us right now. And once XRP starts to gain real value from this, that's it. Things are going to change so fast. All of a sudden, you are going to see the real Bitcoin emerge, which is XRP. But that's why I always tell you, you are investing with the elites. And the big one on this list is IBM. Everybody needs to pay attention to IBM. It's going to be at the center of the new financial system. Then there's David Schwarz, who says, whose fault is it that Biden proposed a tax that never had any chance of passing instead of proposal to close the loopholes billionaires exploit? Now, I agree with a lot of you. I see it in the comment section every single day. People said, surprise, surprise, Ripple is a woke company. But it does make sense. They're based in California, and they're also tied in with all the elites of the world. And the elites' agenda is the same agenda as most of the Democratic politicians right now. But there's a lot of Republicans on board with the Great Reset as well. This isn't a one-party reset. This is two parties working together on the same outcome. A new financial system is coming. I do not agree that institutional XRP adoption is dependent on the US president. And that's what I was trying to point out. I don't think so either, because I see now Harris meeting with Ripple. Trump met with Ripple in the past. They both know what Ripple is. They both know a new financial system is forming all throughout the world. Both are working towards the same agenda. So no matter who becomes president, we are going to see the rise of the new financial system under the next president. I even think that US Treasury dollar is going to be announced by the next president, whoever it is. I do believe that Trump is going to pull off a win, though, because I see so much support for Trump, and I see so many ads also. Brad Garlinghouse says, more evidence of SEC hypocrisy. Chair Gensler testifies the rules are clear, yet his SEC can't figure them out and applies them haphazardly, festering more industry confusion, a political agenda, and or bad faith litigation tactics. Definitely not a faithful allegiance to the law. And you see, the SEC has retracted its request for the court to classify tokens like Solana, Cardano, and Ox Polygon as securities in its lawsuit against Binance. Algo was also on that list. So now the SEC says they are not securities, yet we're still tied up in this SEC case with Ripple versus SEC. Why don't they just end this case already? Why doesn't this judge just come out and make a decision already? You know, it's been going on far too long. I still remember 2020 like it was yesterday, December of 2020. I'm sitting there looking at XRP thinking this is it. We are absolutely going to have a fantastic run up going into 2021. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the SEC sues Ripple. And it was one of the worst days as an XRP holder. And I thought, honestly, this case maybe drags on for 6 months. Then the case will be over and we can move forward. But here we are still today in 2024, tied up with the SEC. It doesn't make sense. The president can take away the chairmanship of an SEC chair, but he would remain commissioner. Take a listen to Jay Clayton here, because, you know, we all want Gary Gensler gone from the SEC, but it looks like he would still remain there even if they took away his chairship.
The way in which the SEC chair himself has become such a political football means what exactly? Do you think he would ever feel pressure to resign if the administration changed or anything like that?
Well, Kelly, nice to be with you. And there was a technical discussion of the chair of the SEC and the body of the SEC with the commissioners, and it was exactly right. And that is that while commissioners are appointed for a term, the chair is designated by the president. And the chair typically switches when there's a switch in administration. And in some cases, in fact, in the case of my tenure and in the case of my predecessor, knowing that there was a switch in administration and knowing that the chair would change, the existing chair, the current chair, takes their leave and moves on. So, look, this is entirely up to Chair Gensler as to what he would want to do in that event. But there's precedent for leaving the position altogether or simply leaving the position as chair.
So Gary can end up staying at the SEC even if they take away his chairmanship. And a lot of people didn't understand that, and I thought I would highlight it in today's video, because I'm banking on that as well, just like all of you. I want to see Gary totally gone from the SEC. He is not protecting us. He is working against us, in my opinion. Most of crypto was created by the U.S. government and others to save the U.S. dollar. Yes, and that most certainly includes Bitcoin. They needed people to believe that they had a choice that wasn't forced on them and appear to be a libertarian movement. So we already know that crypto was created by the government. And a lot of people will still argue that, oh, no, it wasn't. It was created by this company, or it was created over in China, or it was created somewhere else. But the U.S. government is in control of a hell of a lot of Bitcoin right now. And I think they are gradually selling it off to BlackRock behind the scenes. Why didn't they just come out and dump all that Bitcoin? Instead, they're slowing it down, selling it at a slow pace, making sure that BlackRock is their main buyer. That's what I think is happening. A medium of exchange. It's not Bitcoin. It's XRP. Here's the co-creator of blockchain exposing the realities of Bitcoin. Take a listen.
What Satoshi birthed is a wonderful thing, but it no longer has peer-to-peer characteristics for the vast majority of players. It is not the disinflationary thing that he had hoped for, because it's still quite volatile. And it's not anonymous like cash. So let's be realistic about the great work Satoshi did, but the fact that it falls far short of the initial goals laid out. And so I think the reason I'm spending so much time on that in trying to respond to your question is, let's start with a realistic baseline about what Bitcoin is today, is already. And then in that context, we can look at this question of whether increased centralization will take place, whether it's really more a store, becomes a store of value, which it already has. It really isn't yet. Lightning Network examples and things of their ilk notwithstanding, it's really not predominantly a medium of exchange. Do I have hopes for down the road that things built on top of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will take on more the nature of a medium of exchange and over time a unit of account? I have near to midterm hopes on medium of exchange. Unit of account, I think that's going to be the very last one to be realized.
Here's the problem I see with Bitcoin. It's failed already in so many ways. And I think that's why they created XRP. Because Bitcoin was just a beta test coin. XRP is the real deal. And now that we have tokenization coming, tokenization of gold, and once you're able to move gold across borders, that's going to end the idea of Bitcoin being digital gold. And even Lightning, I think it was built to fail. And again, it's tied to the World Economic Forum as well. Every aspect of Bitcoin is tied to an organization that is now pushing for CBDC. So Bitcoin is the competition of the CBDC that they're now pushing for. So because these organizations are all tied to it, they could just end it at any moment. And that's the problem I have with Bitcoin. I mean, it was the first, and sure, it's great, but I don't think it has a future because there's so many better networks today. And as time goes on, the technology just keeps expanding and growing, and it's pushing Bitcoin more and more into the past as technology advances into the future. And I'm not a Bitcoin hater. I just want to point out the facts around it. I just see way more value in XRP. And look at that. At the time I'm making this video, XRP is closing in on 65 cents. The real excitement is going to happen once we break past 65 cents. I think we will pass 70 cents so quick and head towards that $1 mark. Once we break $1, wait until you see the FOMO on XRP. Because right now, nobody believes it's going to ever break $1 again. But that time is definitely coming. And all you got to do is wait for it to happen. And along the way, stay patient, stay positive, so we can get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.